Ahoy, ahoy, brothers. Avi here. Today I'm going to talk about Glacier National Park and the amazing weed that once grew there. Glacier National Park has a very rich paleontological history. A primary characteristic of that history is that due to the major compression uplift that built the Rocky Mountains, a massive fault known as the Lewis overthrust pushed much older rocks onto the younger ones. The result of this event is a large dip in the paleontological record, with Quaternary rocks being covered by Cretaceous, Precambrian, and Tertiary segments.
Sediments.
With a gap of over 80,000 years, the Paleozoic era, with its spectacular trilobites, mollusks, giant ferns, and dinosaurs, has been eroded from the upper layers of the Glacier National Park rocks, or is buried far below a 2-mile thick slab of very old Precambrian rocks that is exposed in the glacier, says the National Park Service. However, due to the same geological process, we are provided with some incredibly ancient sediments, along with some truly interesting fossils, including our topic today, the ancient seaweed of the Mesozoic age. These prehistoric seaweed fossils, named Horodyskia williamsii in 2010, are also commonly known by the nickname strings of beads for soon-to-be-apparent obvious reasons. These fossils have been found in many different places, such as Tasmania, Australia, and at least 49 individual sites. The oldest specimens that have been found so far were discovered in Montana. This is most likely because of the previously mentioned ancient rocks pushed up by the Lewis overthrust fault, and these Montana fossils are what we will be focusing on today. One thing to note is that the rocks these fossils have been found in are sometimes green. This is because of the fact that occasionally bacterial mats, which we talked about last time, link in the description, would grow over the strings of beads, preserving them, and then be fossilized along with them, giving the rocks a distinctive texture. These strings have been found in a variety of forms, with varying numbers of beads, with samples having from 3 to 30, even varying bead size, but a consistency within a strand. These fossils have also been uncovered curving and overlapping, but interestingly, quote, never branching. And in addition, some beads have been found with a, quote, preserved central raised pimple with a deeper outer rim as shown. This intriguing feature has led some experts to infer that the beads were either hollow or filled with a less dense material than the bead wall. Their reasoning is as follows. Over time, as sediment was deposited on top of the beads of the seaweed, the weight of the sediment would depress the beads on the top, therefore forming a pimple in the negative relief impressions. Negative relief impressions being a technique in which an impression is made in the substrate by an animal, or in this case plant, leaving a mold within the sediment, which scientists can later use to make inferences about the organism. Now before I go, I just need to say a vital reminder. If you, whoever is watching this, enjoy these fascinating places, stories, and discoveries, as I do, then it is imperative that you keep in mind that they are constantly at risk from a multitude of factors, and must be protected and preserved if future generations are to be able to experience them, learn from them, and love them. In order to preserve their future, places like Glacier National Park must be protected from the ever more present threats of climate change and industry. So, in summary, if you care for these places, the people who live there, and the planet Earth as a whole, actively seek out the opportunity to take a stand and make a change wherever you can. And together, as a species, I believe we can slow the rate of this warming and hopefully save a habitable future for the next generation of people ready and wanting to learn. Altogether, this seaweed has a host of paleontological importance and is believed to be one of the earliest forms of multicellular life. So I hope you found it as interesting as I did. And until next time, keep learning, and thanks for watching Paleontology Across the U.S. Sources in the description.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time. In service at this time. Time.